My little oval sections of the bowl over here, and I'm going to go ahead and sand these down to where I get the fit I want. So there's no exact dimension on these, just get it to where it looks right. Again, I've got them a little bit too thick, so I'm going to take some of the thickness off, and then, boy, if I could hold on to it, it'd be better. And then I'm going to taper it down like this so we can get the three pieces to fit together. I've zoomed in really close on this because I want to give you an idea of what I'm talking about. You can see here's my oval, and I've reduced the depth of it a little bit and tapered it in. Now it may still not have this taper as much as I need, so I'm going to do the other two about the same size, and then we'll put them together and see if we need to taper a little more. I've got all the pieces sanded to about the taper I think I want, and just on the bottom edge, and I don't know how well you'll be able to see this, but right here I've got a flat spot, and I've sanded a small flat spot on the same place on all three of them, and that's where we'll glue it to the ribbon. I've taken the interior wall and I've glued it to the bottom piece, and to make sure I've got it squared up real good, I'll go ahead and take the exterior wall, slide it down over it, and make sure that the exterior lines up with the bottom of the box. And that way, once it dries up, we won't have as much sanding to do to make everything flush. And now, while I'm waiting for that to dry, I'll go ahead and glue on the top of the box. The top and the bottom of the box, the glue is set up on them now, so we're going to go ahead and assemble them. Now the next step is to take this box back over to the power sander and sand all these edges down flush and smooth. And I'll probably put just a slight round over on each of the corners. And once we get that done, we'll head back over here to the workbench and start applying the ribbon to the box. I'm back over here from the sander now, and I've put these two pieces together, put them on the sander, and what you want to do is you want to get this to look as close like one piece of wood as you possibly can when it's put together. So get all the edges nice and flush, get the top, and then I just slightly, very slightly rounded over the corners of the box just to knock off the rough edge, and after we apply the ribbon we'll knock off the rough edges on the rest of it. Okay, now the next step is to apply the ribbon, and the ribbon's going to overhang the box a little bit, so you want to make sure when you glue it to it that's the way it is, and then we'll cut these side pieces after we get the top all glued up. So I'm going to go ahead and apply the ribbon, and then I'll come back and show you how we'll cut the side pieces. I've let the ribbon dry onto the top of the box. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn it over on its side, and I'm going to take another piece of 1" 1/8" stock, line it up to the side of the ribbon, and go ahead and mark how long I need to cut all these pieces. Now I'm just going to cut them to the bottom of the outside walls. You'll see that when we get this box put together, it'll be a little deeper than that, but it's just too much trouble to try to wrap it around the bottom piece too. So we're going to cut it to right there. And we'll go ahead and cut 4 of those, and I'll come back and glue those on. I've cut 4 more pieces of ribbon, and what I'm going to do is go ahead and turn the box upside down and glue these pieces of ribbon right on the side of the box. Now you may be able to see I cut them a little bit strong, and I'll go ahead and sand these down to make them flush to the top once I get them all glued on. You can see that I've got the sides of the ribbon glued on, and you can see what we were looking for there. So there's the top of the box, nearly complete. The only thing we have left to do is the ribbon, and I'm going to pull that in here and zoom in as close as I can and show you how I put that together. Okay, you can see what I did is I took the flat piece of the ribbon and glued the flat spots of the bow down onto that ribbon. Now again, when we get done, I'll zoom back out just a little bit, when this glue starts to set up a little bit, we're going to take this bow and put it on the box, and we'll arrange it whatever seems to fit the best look, but it's going to be, I don't know, something like that. So you'll start to get the idea of that's how the box is going to look, and of course we'll have the bottom on it also. Now once this dries up, we got to go back and sand all these edges flush and make sure we ease off the corners on the box. But there's a, at least a pretty good start on what it's going to look like. So I'm going to go ahead and let this glue dry for a few minutes, and then I'll do a little sanding, and we'll be back for the final finish. I've applied all the side pieces, glued on the ribbon on the top, and went over to the sander, sanded everything flush, put a pretty good round over on the edges of the ribbon. Basically did my detail sanding, and now we're ready to do some finishing. And I'm going to finish this box the way you've seen me finish most of my projects here on the Scroll Saw Workshop, and that is I'm going to give it a bath in lemon oil, let it dry, and then we'll come back and spray it with some gloss lacquer. So I'm just going to go ahead and take the bottom and give it a good dip. And we'll set that up on the pyramids here and let it drip a minute while we do the top. Make sure you don't miss any of the insides of the bow. Get everything saturated really good. And we'll set that down, and I'll get some paper towels and wipe off the excess. We'll let that dry, and then we'll come back with a clear lacquer finish, and we'll have a finished box. Thanks for watching this video here tonight at the Scroll Saw Workshop. Hope you enjoyed this project. Stop on by my blog at www.scrollsawworkshop.blogspot.com, where you can find the plans for this pattern as well as many other patterns. Have a good night, and we'll see you in the next video.